Jaylen Brown responds to Giannis' fake handshake, and the Bucks' drama deepens. Jaylen Brown is back and has already shown he means business. After missing 4 games due to injury, he returned with a vengeance to help the Boston Celtics defeat the Milwaukee Bucks this Sunday. This was the Celtics' second victory over the defending champions, and the game was a true emotional roller coaster. During the match, Brown and Giannis Antetokounmpo had some tense moments. Early on, both were fighting for every inch of the court, until, in a play of pure defensive intensity, Giannis extended his hand for a friendly handshake and pulled it back at the last second. Was it a psychological move? A taunt? Brown, keeping his sense of humor, called Giannis a kid after the game, drawing laughs and showing he knows how to handle trash talk in style. A friendly rivalry or something deeper? It's worth noting, Brown's comment was lighthearted, with no ill intent. These little confrontations and taunts are the spice that makes the NBA such an exciting spectacle, especially early in the season. But while Brown saw the episode as a joke, the situation for the Bucks is far from fun. With this loss, the Milwaukee Bucks have already accumulated 8 defeats in their first 10 games. The team is sinking in 14th place in the Eastern Conference, 8.5 games behind the leader, Cleveland Cavaliers. The pressure is mounting, and the mood in the Bucks locker room is surely far from light. Celtics rising despite injuries. While the Bucks are struggling, the situation in Boston is quite different. Even without Kristaps Porzingis at the start of the season and dealing with injuries to Brown and Sam Hauser, Joe Mazzulla's team is staying strong, finding ways to win. Sunday's game was a clear testament to this. Even after Milwaukee built a 16-2 lead, the Celtics stayed composed, turned the game around in the third quarter, and made it clear who was in control on the court. Giannis smiles on the court, worries behind the scenes. Despite keeping a relaxed demeanor during the game, Giannis can't ignore what's happening with the Bucks off the court. With nothing going right, the reality is harsh. If the team doesn't turn things around soon, the defending champion season could end much sooner than expected. How Jrue Holiday broke the Bucks in 2 crucial plays. Sometimes, it only takes one moment to prove that you've moved on to something better. For Jrue Holiday, it only took 2 game-changing plays to do just that. And of course, leave the Bucks in pieces. Remember, Holiday was the second star on the championship-winning Milwaukee Bucks team. Now, he's the luxury secret weapon for the Celtics, who just threw the Bucks back into the depths of the Eastern Conference while they desperately tried to rise. But what made this victory even sweeter was the way Holiday took control in the final moments, showing Milwaukee that in the NBA, what truly matters is having players who know how to win when the game turns into a real battle. He didn't just show the Bucks they were wrong to trade him, he proved it on the court. The Bucks, with a 2-8 record, must have looked at Holiday like an ex enjoying their honeymoon in the Maldives on Instagram. A brutal scene to witness, full of regret, envy, and that inescapable feeling that maybe he's better now, without them. He helped Milwaukee win a ring, sure, but after that? Just a first-round series win. The Celtics, on the other hand, knew how to appreciate him, giving Holiday a fresh chance to shine, and he did so brilliantly. Holiday is the new closer for the Celtics. As the game came to a close, Holiday activated his clutch mode with 2 breathtaking plays. First, he disarmed Damian Lillard, the player he was traded for, with a defensive skill that left everyone stunned. Then, in what seemed like an impossible play, he grabbed a crucial offensive rebound and threw the ball off Taurean Prince while falling out of bounds, securing possession for the Celtics. In the first play, Holiday showed that elite defense still matters a lot in the NBA. He gave a masterclass in how to guard one of the league's deadliest scorers, Damian Lillard, proving to Milwaukee that they were completely wrong to think the issue was with him. The Bucks, by trading Holiday, expected Lillard to be the scoring partner Giannis needed to destroy opposing defenses. They believed they had the advantage with an explosive offensive duo. But, when the game got intense, with flagrant and technical fouls, it became clear. In a scenario like this, you need a relentless defender like Holiday. He defines the rules of defense. Holiday has a unique basketball philosophy. When the game is on the line and a defender faces off against an attacker one-on-one, either one of them can control the situation. And Holiday does this with mastery, positioning himself with subtle steps, offering just enough space to induce his opponent to make a mistake, while maintaining complete control. This play reminded me of another historic Holiday play, during the Eastern Conference Finals, when he completely dominated a play and made an epic defense that saved the game. He's the defender you want when the pressure is at its peak and everything seems lost. A true surgeon on the court, capable of facing any challenge and saying, "Leave it to me." Now, let's make one thing clear. Throwing the ball off an opponent while you're falling out of bounds is, without a doubt, one of the most badass plays in basketball. It's a message. You think you trapped me? Think again. It's the kind of play that sets apart a gritty player from a winning player. While a gritty player might throw themselves into the stands to save possession, a winner like Holiday knows exactly where he and everyone else are on the court, controlling the situation with surgical precision. It's controlled chaos, and Holiday does it with absolute class. On this Celtics team, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the heart. Kristaps Porzingis is the powerhouse, Derek White is the problem solver, and Peyton Pritchard and Al Horford are the luxury of options. But Holiday, he's the wall against which opponents break. The last line of defense in every desperate situation. In short, he's the guy. And it's hard to believe the Bucks let him go. Joe Mazzulla blasts referees for shocking no call on foul against Jayson Tatum. Joe Mazzulla didn't hold back. On Sunday, the Boston Celtics had a terrible start, trailing 16-2 against the Milwaukee Bucks, the second consecutive night where they struggled with a disastrous opening. The Bucks, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, have faced challenges this season, but for a moment, they seem to have the upper hand over the reigning champions. However, that advantage didn't last long. The Celtics stormed back in the third quarter, turning the game around and clinching a 113-107 victory. But the joy was marred by a blatant officiating error that left Tatum on the ground with a twisted ankle after Giannis slid under him during a three-point attempt. The result? No foul was called. Joe Mazzulla erupts at referees over foul on Tatum. After the game, Mazzulla didn't hide his frustration with the referee's oversight. "This is ridiculous. You can't miss that call," Mazzulla fired in an interview with NBC Sports Boston. "You just can't let something like that slide." In basketball, landing space fouls are automatic calls, especially when reviewed as flagrants. But, surprisingly, nothing was called. Tatum was left writhing on the floor while the Bucks launched a fast break. Boston managed to intercept the play before Mazzulla called a timeout for Tatum to be assessed by the medical team. A blatant error that could have cost the game. Celtics fans were outraged by the referee's inaction. The foul was obvious, and Antetokounmpo should have received a flagrant one foul. While Giannis likely didn't act with malicious intent, the rule is clear: regardless of intent, the motion qualifies as a flagrant foul. Boston ended up winning the game, and that's what matters. But the question remains, what if they had lost? The atmosphere in the Celtics locker room would have been even heavier. The frustration was palpable. Tatum, a disrespected superstar? Jayson Tatum is one of the league's top players and a key MVP contender. And yet, he didn't get an obvious flagrant foul call? Not even a common foul? That's absurd. Perhaps the referees thought it was just another complaint from Tatum, who often shows his frustrations during games. But regardless, it was a glaring error. The Boston Celtics, their fans, and especially Tatum won't soon forget this unjust treatment from the referees. Hey Celtics fanatics! What do you think of this news? Leave your opinion in the comments, as it's highly valued.